MCs gon' get it when I'm in the rooms. It's the microphone master, super rhyme maker. West Coast Valley got a grand on the Lakers. MCs, go hard or go home. Get a home run right in your red zone like, yeah, damn. The West Coast never fell off. What's up to the East Coast? What you think is how you gonna be down with us? Trying to come back to the West Coast never fell off. What's happening? What's happening? Oddkast. Back again. Word for the day. Motherfuckers just known to break them off. Romeo's horseshoe soul, rubber heel, yeah, that's that nigga feel. Black coat jacket, 84 black with the chrome fadeaways, getting money nowadays. Maybe these flockers flocking like pigeons, invade, follow you back the way you live. Break bread and catch one to the head. A rock stick pain, so I'm jacking instead. That's too much info. Welcome to Oddkast, say peace, what up? So word for the day, huh? Yep. It's Friday. And the BUB-IT to Oddkast word for the day is gonna be delusions. Delusional individuals, delusions, which we all can be at times. Yes, indeed, we can. Don't really matter how you feel about it. We all got our own delusions at times. So, I've been on some shit lately where I guess I could call it infiltrate some of these Facebook groups, which, by the way, peace, thanks to all the people who take time to hear our little audio podcast clips and fuck with these word for the days content for the podcast. Some of these groups, one particularly, right? It's called Filming Cops. When I came across it, I joined it because it seemed interesting. I thought it was more like filming cops doing illegal stuff, which I think that is the original narrative of it. But I got to thinking, like, I wonder how many people are like agents up in here just trying to spy in on motherfuckers and see what people with this perspective or this concern has. Come to find out, it's quite a lot. So, delusional. And I can attach this to the last word for the day, hypocrisy. So, delusional and hypocrisy part 2. I noticed that you put certain stuff up there, it's a lot of videos about cops doing stuff that's illegal or unjust. And across the board, you'll hear all kind of race and creed of colors of people putting their opinion on it that oppose that conduct. Then you get what's called the bootlickers, that no matter what a politician or an agent of the system do wrong, they can do no wrong, no matter what, especially if it's, people of color. I don't care how that offends individuals. John Buchanan in that group, double agent, Marcus Treadway. Yeah, you know, you guys are delusional and hypocritical on a level of, right now in that group, it's a lot of political stuff going on because the president election is coming up. And you can tell the potential bigots right off the bat because they use the term lefty. I got called that. I be searching out the trolls because I don't get bothered by that shit. But I got called lefty so much it's hilarious. You're not from LA, sir, so you wouldn't understand what the left side mean out here. It don't have nothing to do with no Republican or Democratic shit. Enough said, if you ain't from Cali, then you don't worry about it. Other than that, previous in my past, yep, I was on the left side. Still love the left car, homie. But I also love the right car too. But it has nothing to do with you idiots and y'all political partisan attitude and all that. There's nothing to do with no political party. It's hilarious. I wonder how delusional it is for a person to go in a group and spew hate and then hypocritically try to point out another group's hate with in the vehicle of hate. And you speak, these individuals speak like their perspective is so much right or better than the next person. You're delusional. I mean, you're not no better than anybody else. These lefties, as they say, lefties, I'm assuming that's Democrats, these lefties are ass hurt. But you're ass hurt because you're commenting on the content from, I guess, a person from the left wing. You're a right-wing individual who, other than all kind of people being conservatives, all nationalities now, but that's originally a racist movement. But if you have no money, you can't really be racist. The term racist is people who can economically or socially stop progress for an individual based on their nationality. You're just a bigot. You ain't even at the table of the elites. John Buchanan and Facebook then sent me plenty of warnings. I'm a black male talking in groups with other black people about black stuff, and you say like my nigga, but I'm a driver, so I'm not texting it, of course, or writing. I'm talking text. Autocorrect, most people know, is the work of Satan. Autocorrect to have you sending some shit that totally different from what you meant to say. So they send me a warning and say this word goes against our community. This John Buchanan motherfucker with the pit bull logo, it might not even be a real person. Most of these motherfuckers just busters and trolls. They ain't gonna really put themselves out there or really show their real face because they scary as fuck and they ain't gonna do nothing. Hell, I ain't gonna do nothing, but I still put my real face and shit out here. BUB-IT, the Oddkast, we put our real, we don't give a fuck. Have no fear, you cowards, you know what I'm saying? So the dude sent me a message. Also, when I get these warnings from Facebook, they'll say your content or your message cannot be seen. So the person don't even see the message. You either go back and reword it or you just leave it alone. I usually just leave it alone. This dude called me nigga like 3 times. He tried to say it like West Side nigga, like, but it's a white boy clowning. Not that all white people are like this. Everybody relax. You know, this particular white boy is like that. My brother Big Plex put up a video. It was supposed to be his rant for the week, but Pop Smoke, a rapper, popular rapper out the East Coast, he was residing here on the West Coast, and they killed the brother. Rest in peace. That's unfortunate. White boy. I post up these things on purpose just to push it, to fish out the troll. Who's the real bigot? And they expose themselves. White boy named Marcus Treadway in filming cops. Who cares? I didn't even go in. I went kind of back and forth a little bit with the John Buchanan motherfuckers. It was funny. He was calling me dyslexic. Meanwhile, all the while, I'm talk to texting. It's autocorrect. But you want to call me ignorant? Sit your ignorant ass down. Bitch, motherfucker, come to South Central and make me. Or post where you at and then let's see how you can make me. It ain't gonna ever happen. It ain't that serious anyway. Who gives a fuck, right? It's all fun to me. But the dude, Marcus Treadway, put up, who cares? Of course you don't care. You're a white male. We're talking about a young black male who was killed. Potentially a bigot. Now, that's just my opinion, speculating. But you're delusional to think that your lack of care for any person in any walk of life, any spectrum of the nationalities, you're delusional to think that you're righteous, sir. You are a devil. Donald Trump, I'm no pro-Trump, I'm no Mike Pence, none of these motherfuckers that talk that very bigoted shit out their mouth do I support, endorse, or any of that shit. But if I found out something happened to one of them, like as far as their life, them losing life or limb, I'd be like, you know what, rest in peace. Because I could even do that if I was much younger and in combat with a adversary. That's just humanity. But a lot of these bigoted right-wing devils think that it's cool to be inhumane about human life, and that makes their position right. You're delusional as fuck. A lot of the left-wing individuals think when they catch a right-winger, and they scream and shout over them like a fucking female, like a bride, that's right. You're delusional. That's not right. You two parties will never come into any common ground or common understanding. Y'all may even have a lot of the same ideas, but y'all can't hear each other because y'all screaming and yelling over each other, and it gets no fucking where. Meanwhile, y'all arguing and screaming at each other at the behest of a fucking millionaire politician who you ain't never seen on your block. Now, a lot of these battleground states, and like the Midwest and places like that, even on the East Coast, places like that, they'll meet where it's secure. They will never come into your ghetto. And I'm not just talking about South Central, the greater Los Angeles area. I'm talking about the worst parts of Detroit. They will never be there. And when they are, if they ever do come, it's because it's cameras. It's time for them to grab your vote. They're not going to show up when your mother loses her house, when your brother gets shot and killed in the street. They've clocked out of the humane agenda. They are on a political agenda. Political advancement, career advancement, that's it. But I find it very delusional that either citizen, either side of the spectrum, if you're a citizen, a commoner, and you really get into these verbal arguments, sometimes physical. I done seen a couple of debates that turn physical with these people, punching each other and shit because some rich motherfucker or wealthy or well-off policymaker, and you support them or you like them because you like their policies, but they're never going to be on your doorstep to assist you or help you. Now, the neighbor, black, brown, white, whatever it is, they probably can help you. When tragedy strikes, natural disasters, things like that, a lot of these people in these upper echelon communities get guns like they did back in the riots, get guns. We're going to protect this property. We're going to protect this. You loot, we will shoot. All right, I heard that and I feel that. One of these YouTubers said they were giving relief. They were a relief worker. They pulled up to give relief, and the motherfucker pulled out the gun. This is a white dude. The motherfucker pulled out the gun and said, you loot, we shoot. But the motherfucker was there to give the neighbor right next to this motherfucker, they needed food and water. You talking about we loot, we shoot, but you don't even know your fucking neighbor need food and water. Same white man said he went and gave relief in a black neighborhood. And yeah, the brothers, I know how we get. I guess approach you like, you in the wrong neighborhood. But once he told him what he was doing, the brothers in that neighborhood knew every house that needed everything. Not that my people are better than anybody, but that is one case scenario where we as commoners allow our bias to deter us from humanity. We elect bias over humanity. And that's what we want in office, bias. Whoever's going to cater to our bigotries, that's what we want. Never mind that somebody that's your neighbor might really need food or really need assistance. Let's make the joke about how, oh, you blacks, y'all just want to be on welfare. Then I did a research a couple years ago, and the real life sentence, not made by no, as y'all like to call them, left liberal, straight down the middle, well-renowned, accepted across the board, official survey says that it is actually the Caucasian in America that is mostly on welfare. No, we don't want to hear that. Mexicans, they're criminals, they're rapists, they're murderers. Pull up a chart of mass shooters. How many of them were Hispanic and black? I'm quite sure it's happened before, but how many of them was it? Now, gang violence. Pull up the rap sheet. How many of them were white? These are true statistics, but right-wingers like to peg all these criminal behaviors on certain peoples of color. And got our people, we so dumb, the commoner, we opt for their agenda. Yeah, we got to get these guns off the street. Why? So when the government turns all the way tyrannical, like Trump appears to be fair, I don't want to hurt no right-wingers' feelings. To be fair, appears to be shitting on democracy, opt to an oligarchy. So when they do decide to go full-fledged police state where we can't defend ourselves, we just let them along blindly. We're under a delusion that we can trust a politician over our neighbor because we want, it's just my opinion, we want to be bigots. We want to. You want to have that problem against the white man. You want to have that problem against the black or the brown. One thing, I know it's an unpopular opinion, that I agree with the separatist ideal. We allow too much shit that don't even mean shit get in the way of life. Maybe if we were separated, not by force, not these people, the blacks got to go to the little shitty poison drinking fountain, but the whites get the nice elite. No, everything equal down the middle. I think maybe it'll be generations. I'll be dead and gone. Shit, my kids might be older. But eventually, what the millennials trying to do and incorporate everybody into consideration and treat everybody like equal. Yeah, you got your bigoted millennials, your homophobic and all that shit, millennials, all that shit. But for the most part, this millennial generation is a dope ass generation. They're very inclusive, way more inclusive than my generation was. We didn't give a fuck. Nigga, you ain't like us, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. That's how, for the most part, it was. But, yeah, we're delusional, man. We want to be biased. And we're delusional to think that any politician that has reveled in a lifestyle of privilege and made policy and control what goes on in this country for years and generations to come, and their children are now in office and all, you're delusional to think these people care about your, I don't have a car, I gotta catch the bus ass. They don't give a fuck. They got car service. Whatever. Word for the day. BUB-IT the Oddkast word for the day is delusional. It's Friday. I'm not as perturbed today. The country is starting off rough for 2020. So, damn, all three word for the day so far this season has been not like the last year was. Like, it's Friday, happy, dance around. So, I guess I'm just going to try to do some positive vibes then. Positive Midwest. You know, shout out to Deadly Threat, King T, and Chill from Compton's Most Wanted. That was the song I started out with called Soul Plate. For all my West Coast folks that still love our old school veteran hip hop artists, that's what I was bumping. But I'm gonna bump some more veterans from the Midwest featuring the great East Coast beast, ODB, Dirt McGirt, Slum Village, and don't be so delusional or do, as usual, fuck it. Pull up, pull off, fuck off. John Buchanan, use a bigot, fuck you. Marcus Treadway, I don't really need to say fuck you, but maybe you can use a little bit more humanity, homie. A life is a life.
Detroit Wild Loud!
Anyway,
you know
all positive vibes only.
Girl, if you're flexible, intellectual, why sexual, can I get next to you? If you're flexible, then we can keep it dirty and sexual. So, if your man fucks you, we gotta knock the nigga out. Smack the nigga up, stomp the nigga out, clap the nigga up. She got a man, but a
Look, listen. John Buchanan, thank you for calling me a nigga. Nigga, I know I'm a nigga, but you scared to be a bigot. Put your uniform on, Nazi. I'm easy to find, anybody want that? As us niggas say, slide it then. BUB-IT the Oddkast word for the day, delusional. Still all positive vibes only. I'm gonna make sure I upload this into that group. I hope you see it, Buster.
Intellectual, why sexual? Can I get next to you?
Left side.
Then we can keep it dirty and sexual.
Left turn.
We gotta knock the nigga out, smack the nigga up, smack the nigga out, clap the nigga up.
Yeah, you know how slums do when we come through. Gumshoe, Air Force,
Peace.
Air Jordans,